Welcome to the National Soccer Network, your home for soccer. One destination, every match, every moment. Built for players, powered by passion. Live games, highlights, and more each and every day. Only on the National Soccer Network. Welcome to the National Soccer Network.
The biggest stage in world soccer is here, and every goal changes everything. And now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. Introducing Every Goal Pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. More goals means more bonus bets, and all you have to do is turn on your token. Are the U.S. going to go on a deep run, reach a semifinal, or even a final in a dream world? From the opening whistle to the final kick, let there be goals on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com to get started now. 21 and over, select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 and over in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. In Connecticut, call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. In Massachusetts, visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050. In New York, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.
So the dream behind Irene's was simply to be a place where the community could come and gather. This is my hometown, we're raising our family here, and we just want to be a space where people can come together as a community and share a great meal. We've got golf simulators, we got pinball, live music, trivia nights, but we also have fresh, always homemade, locally sourced food. And we serve it with a sense of Gemütlichkeit. This is a German word that conveys a sense of warmth and coziness and belonging. We're excited to show off how we're growing and that this is the place to be.
Welcome to the National Soccer Network, your home for soccer. One destination, every match, every moment. Built for players, powered by passion. Live games, highlights, and more each and every day. Only on the National Soccer Network.
The biggest stage in world soccer is here, and every goal changes everything. And now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. Introducing Every Goal Pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. More goals means more bonus bets, and all you have to do is turn on your token. Are the U.S. going to go on a deep run, reach a semifinal, or even a final in a dream world? From the opening whistle to the final kick, let there be goals on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com to get started now. 21 and over, select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 and over in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. In Connecticut, call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. In Massachusetts, visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050. In New York, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.
So the dream behind Irene's was simply to be a place where the community could come and gather. This is my hometown, we're raising our family here, and we just want to be a space where people can come together as a community and share a great meal. We've got golf simulators, we got pinball, live music, trivia nights, but we also have fresh, always homemade, locally sourced food, and we serve it with a sense of Gemütlichkeit. This is a German word that conveys a sense of warmth and coziness and belonging. We're excited to show off how we're growing and that this is the place to be.
Sorry about that, everyone, but we're back here on Inside the Game, episode 307. My name's Ryan Glinsky. Shout out our guy, James Schofield, and John Turner for making sure we are back live and looking pretty. Appreciate everyone and their patience here as we had to get things back underway. Frank, hello to you too, my friend. He's back in the chat. Again, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, continue to keep things rolling. Again, if you just missed the house cleaning, or all we had was, what did we say? Watch parties later today for Group B, Qatar versus Bosnia, Canada versus Switzerland. They play at the same time. Absolutely love that. Obviously, USA tomorrow for their Group D. Then we've got France and whatever group they are technically in. They are back there on Friday. And then obviously, if we will be extending a members only for about 15 minutes after the show on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting next week. So if you guys want to hop back in there. Again, if you want your comments, they will be on the screen as James. What's that? Why'd you wave your hands over there? Is it not?
We are working on the technical issues. We'll get your comments on the screen as soon as we possibly can, but currently right now they'll just be in the chat for now.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Frank, hello. Layla, hello. Dave is back. So yeah, no, thank you to everyone for your patience. But yeah, no, what we'll be talking about today, Cristiano Ronaldo, he is officially back. Is he back? For Portugal because he scored 2 goals yesterday and kind of assisted on another one. I did want to start it off with the João Neves conversations. Scotland, late one for you tonight, Dave. Yeah, no, not for me. It's 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock tonight to 8. That's a little bit brutal. But no, if anything, the USA game is way late than normal. 10 o'clock Eastern time, our time. So it's going to run up until midnight. They are really important for the USA bracket. Yes, more on that later on in the show. And then obviously we have the Darius Barnes interview as well in the MLS Next Pro. But anyway, the Ronaldo conversation. Want to start it off with João Neves. He said that Ronaldo was just another guy. I really don't know if a player in João Neves' position could say something like that. I mean, as much as I don't like Cristiano Ronaldo, he is definitely one of the greatest players of all time ever to grace the field. He's a really good player. He's done wonders for the Portuguese national team. He has won how many Ballon d'Ors? 3 straight Champions Leagues. He's won how many Champions Leagues with Real Madrid? He's won a Euros, which technically he really didn't win a Euros because he wasn't on the field for Portugal when they won the Euros back in 2016. But he's done absolutely wonders. João Neves may have felt a little bit cocky, but for him saying, well, you know, I got 2 straight Champions Leagues, even though you didn't really do anything in the second one. I'm just saying, João Neves. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., Dave. Damn, that's long. I heard there was some conflict between their wives. I didn't read on that, but yeah, I'll have to check in on that. Layla, will you be covering the Bosnia game tonight? Important one for you as well, Ryan. Yes. We'll talk a little bit more today on Qatar versus Bosnia. But yes, we will be covering Group, what are they, B? Yeah, Group B later on today. I think that's 3 o'clock our time. So we'll start in about 15 minutes. But yes, no, we will be covering Bosnia, Qatar, and Canada and Switzerland because they play simultaneously. So we'll have both of them. We'll be watching both of them. So yes, we will be covering that one, Layla. He did compete the 6 World Cups and scored all 6. Messi can't say that. Can we say this about Cristiano Ronaldo real quick? He scored in 6 World Cups. He's supposedly the greatest finisher of all time, yet he only has 10 goals. 10 goals in a World Cup. Messi has more than him, and Mbappe's got more than him, and he's played in less. Miroslav Klose has got more than him, he's played in less. That is one of those overrated stats. I really think, well, Cristiano Ronaldo has scored in 6 World Cups. He's got 10 goals. He's got 10. He didn't even score against the U.S. back in 2014. I mean, I'm just saying. I think it's an overrated stat. Didn't even get out of the group in 2014 when the USA was in his group. Didn't get it done there. Cried off the field in Qatar in 2022. He had a hat trick in 2018. I'll give him that against Spain. But other than that, he really did nothing in that tournament. So, yeah, no. And that's a good point, Dave. Who did he actually score against? Yeah, he did score against Uzbekistan. Fabian, what's up? What's up, my man? As he's back in the chat again. Everyone making their way. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. And we'll try to get your comments up on the screen. But is Ronaldo officially back? No. Cristiano Ronaldo is not back. He scored 2 goals against Uzbekistan. Is Uzbekistan this unbelievable international side? No. Is Cristiano Ronaldo still playing in the Saudi League? Yes. Is he still producing at a high level? No. Cristiano Ronaldo is not back officially. Did he get the monkey off his back for a couple of days? Yes. Yes, he did. He did get the monkey off his back for a couple of days. I had a Lionel Messi question, and he immediately just brushed it off. It was like, no. I'm not here to talk about Lionel Messi. I just scored all my goals. Look, Ronaldo is not the same player that he used to be. Yikes, Ryan, that is kind of embarrassing. Diego Maradona scored 8 goals in FIFA World Cup tournaments across 4 World Cups, 82, 86, 90, and 94 in 21 matches. Well, he technically scored 7 because that one didn't count. I'm just saying. That one didn't count. The hand of God did not count. Mbappe will beat your Messi. The name says it. Messi is Messi. Mbappe will beat Mbappe will break the record, but I am just saying that Ronaldo does not have that's not an impressive stat. Portugal is better when Ronaldo does not play, but he is finishing. I agree. I think when Ronaldo's out there, I think the ball sticks a little too much. Like when he's in around the 18, I feel like it sticks a little bit. Again, we talk about basketball all the time on the show. It feels like sometimes the ball just sticks and that ruins the offense. And it feels like sometimes, like again against, what was it, Congo? Was it Congo? He should have let the ball roll into Bruno Fernandes, and he didn't do it. He just took the shot. Meanwhile, the Dutch have Memphis Depay with 9 World Cup goals. Again, I've never hated Memphis Depay. The only time I've ever hated Memphis Depay was he was on Manchester United, and I didn't want Manchester United to do anything good. And by the way, why does he wear a headband? I've never really seen soccer players wear headbands before like they do in basketball. Just a second World Cup, yes. I never hated, the only time I've hated him was when he was at the 1 year he was at Manchester United. And also don't like Louis van Gaal, I'll tell you that. But no, I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo is officially back. I want him to do it against a good side. Uzbekistan, they scored a banger. Absolute, what a shot. It was the right call. It should have been overturned. It should have been overturned. It was definitely a foul, but I mean, what a banger. I just don't think Cristiano Ronaldo is officially back yet. But yeah, no, that's just my thoughts. He does have 2 goals. Harry Kane is I think maybe out of the Golden Boot race. He might just be out a little bit. Ryan, all I gotta say, USA. Whoa, baby limousine. I don't know. We're going to the semis. Oh, again, Fabian, I don't think we're going to the semis, my man. I don't think we are. But go on. I want to hear about the bracket. Yes, we will get into that at some point. But yeah, no, that wraps up the Cristiano Ronaldo debate. Okay, there's some of your comments. You can see it up there. Yeah, we're still trying to get it to work back on the screen where they just randomly just keep showing up. But yeah, no, anyway, that'll wrap up the Cristiano Ronaldo debate. No, he is not back. We'll talk about the England bad juju in Massachusetts. They've got a history of struggling in Massachusetts. I'm just saying. He struggles against Massachusetts. Dave, 2006 against Iran, 2010 against North Korea, 2014 against Ghana, hat-trick against Spain, 22 against Morocco, and Uzbekistan. Ooh, that's not a very impressive track record. I like Dave. He's bringing in the stats. By the way, Dave, I really like your halftime trivia. I think that's good for the watch parties. I like that you bring that in. Oh, you wanted me to say woo like Ric Flair. Well, woo! We are now going to go to a commercial break here. As you're watching episode 307, we'll talk about England and why they suck in Massachusetts, historically speaking, after this.
Welcome to the National Soccer Network, your home for soccer. One destination, every match, every moment. Built for players, powered by passion. Live games, highlights, and more each and every day. Only on the National Soccer Network.
The biggest stage in world soccer is here, and every goal changes everything. And now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. Introducing Every Goal Pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. More goals means more bonus bets, and all you have to do is turn on your token. Are the U.S. going to go on a deep run, reach a semifinal, or even a final in a dream world? From the opening whistle to the final kick, let there be goals on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com to get started now. 21 and over, select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 and over in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. In Connecticut, call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. In Massachusetts, visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050. In New York, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.
So the dream behind Irene's was simply to be a place where the community could come and gather. This is my hometown, we're raising our family here, and we just want to be a space where people can come together as a community and share a great meal. We've got golf simulators, we got pinball, live music, trivia nights, but we also have fresh always homemade, locally sourced food. And we serve it with a sense of Gemütlichkeit. This is a German word that conveys a sense of warmth and coziness and belonging. We're excited to show off how we're growing and that this is the place to be.
All right, welcome back here to Inside the Game, episode 307. My name's Ryan Glinsky. James Schofield, our producer. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Just keep commenting, keep dropping in those comments. A couple as we missed there. Boston Tea Party, absolutely love it. Again, Fabian, you did not have to take 85-1 odds. You didn't have to take it. I'm just saying, you don't have to do that. I'll tell you my friend's really stupid parlay that somehow hit. Layla, USA, Messi has missed the most World Cup penalties. Yeah, that is crazy to hear. Where can I watch the brackets with the current records? I've just been using FOTMob. I forgot who told. Did Frank or Dave tell me that? I forgot who told me where to do that. You can check that as it stands. I don't think it technically has records. If Bosnia wins, it depends on the other groups if they have 8th place. I don't know. I think we are supposed to play Bosnia if it gets through. But no, real quick, I just want to tell you guys my friend's parlay. He just did a random 6-leg parlay, threw $5 on it, and he says this was the parlay yesterday: Colombia to win, England to tie. Don't know how he just randomly picked England to tie. Houston Astros MLB team to win, Detroit Tigers MLB team to cover the spread, one of the Tigers to get a hit, and then Croatia to win. And it all hit $5 at plus 3,200 odds. So he won $190 on that. So that is just a shout out to my friend Luke there, who had his parlay. But anyway, Bosnia's got to win. Bosnia has to win, or Qatar. One of those two have to win to play them. But anyway, moving on into England. England, they struggle in Massachusetts. We know this from the history books. They always struggle in Massachusetts. Shout out 1776. And they did it against Ghana again yesterday. I don't know if you saw, but one of the Ghana fans was throwing bad juju in the air, and it clearly cursed England or something. I don't know, but clearly that happened. And and England just couldn't get it done at all. I think they had over 20 shots. Ghana had 2 shots. And then Harry Kane, after Nico O'Reilly, who I hate, by the way, Nico O'Reilly, hits off the crossbar, and Harry Kane just could not put it home. That's what Harry Kane does. He just puts it over the bar all the time. He's a bum. Harry Kane is a bum. He only scores in the Farmers Bundesliga. That's all he does. That's all he does, and he plays for Bayern Munich. So he doesn't even have to play against Bayern. It's just that you can take the man out of Tottenham, but you can't take the Tottenham out of the man, and that's what Harry Kane has. He even, in his first year, didn't even win the Bundesliga. I'm just saying, you can't take the Tottenham out of the man. He missed it there, and Ghana did exactly what they needed to do. They just needed to make it ugly. They just needed to mud it up, and that's exactly what they did. They made life difficult for England. They blocked shots. They were able to get it done. And it was just sit behind the ball, a low block. And my buddies are texting me, this game is so boring, it's so dumb. I go, well, yeah, that's what's going to happen when Ghana needs to sit in a low block. If they get a point, they're through into the knockouts. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they needed. They executed to perfection. England just didn't have enough creativity at all in that game. I felt like Eberechi Eze probably should have been brought on a little bit sooner. It just felt like, though, in that game that England didn't really have any of that quality in and around the box or in the final third. It felt like they were just lacking that player. Man, you guys have got a ton of comments coming in. I will get to them here in a second. It does not matter. Both will be eliminated. Only best 8 third place will qualify. Bosnia is now currently on number 11. Well, if they get, they could be on 4 points. I need Danhausen to curse every team against USA. I'll take that, Fabian. So they can win does not mean they qualify. We need to win with a great goal difference, says Layla. They need to win with 3-0 to make a chance, so game would be extremely relevant for the USA. I think as it stands right now, I think that we are set to play Algeria, I think. Let's see. As it stands, I think we play Algeria. Yeah, we do play Algeria. Again, I'm fine with that either way. Still lined up with Egypt or Czechia. So, yeah, no. Which, by the way, Spain and Portugal could play each other in the round of 16 as it stands right now. So that is something pretty interesting. If I do say so myself. If you're looking at the best third, Sweden right now, Scotland number 2, Croatia 3, Algeria 4, Paraguay 5, Cape Verde 6, Belgium surprisingly in 7, Czechia in 8th, and then Senegal's bottom, Bosnia 11, 10, Ecuador, Congo. Still somehow in the mix. Didn't expect Congo to have that again. They've been putting up some good fights. But no, England, I really feel like England needs that creative player. It just feels like they do not have that currently. It feels like they need to have that little bit of quality. They're lacking it right now. And they need to have much better quality in and around the final third. Harry Kane just can't carry it. Bukayo Saka didn't play a ton of minutes, but again, he is hurt. Madueke didn't really do a whole lot. Jude Bellingham didn't do a whole lot. Like, if you look at their midfielders, again, Declan Rice, as much as I love the guy, he's just not that creative player. He's going to do all the dirty work. He's going to carry the ball up a little bit, but inside the final third, he's not going to have that little slick pass to get through or that amazing through ball or that cross sent in, unless it's a corner. That's something different. But Jude Bellingham, just not that player either. He's got that Real Madrid dog in him still, Fabian. Just can't get it done in the big moments. See what I did there, Fabian? See what I did there? But that's what they're just lacking at the moment. And maybe those Real Madrid players, Fabian, are just cursing all the teams that they're on. I'm just saying. But it just doesn't look like England has that quality in the final third. They don't have a Christian Pulisic, I guess I would say, because Christian Pulisic has looked very creative in the one game that he played against Paraguay. I get it, it's Paraguay. But Ghana did exactly what they needed to do, sit in a low block, make it ugly, mud it up. But as we know, as history tells us, they always struggle in Massachusetts. And Algeria is going to draw because no one wants to play Spain. Sweden is Group F, LOL with us. And if magic happens tomorrow, a technical loss for the NL, make the USA bracket playing against us. It all depends on the game today. Yeah, we'll have to see exactly what happens. I'm very intrigued to see how this all third place thing plays out. Again, I really just think that we're going to expand this field yet again. To more groups. Again, probably 64 is probably going to be where we're at. I think we're going to have to expand to 64 because I don't know if this whole third place thing would really... I don't know if people are going to like it. This is the first year we're trying it out. Obviously, they've done it in the Euros for a couple of years. But I really just think, again, just to make life easy, they're going to expand this to 64 teams in a couple of years. Don't know when it'll be. But then you'll just have top 2 teams that finish in the group. They move on to the round of 32. Yes, we're going to have teams that probably don't deserve to be in the tournament, but we said that again here today. And that is we said that here this year. And clearly that is not the case all the time. Haiti might be the one exception, but some of these teams, Cape Verde, Congo, they have made life difficult. Uzbekistan at times has made life difficult for some of these teams. But I really just feel like we are on our way to expanding this field to 64 because the third place is just a little too confusing. I don't even really fully understand it until everything just comes down to it. Let's see here. And if the Dutch decide that the Bosnian match would be mute, anyways, since they will, we third with 4 points and would eliminate teams like Bosnia on a 7th or 8th, it would up the stakes. So it's one way or the other, bruv. It's not an NLF bracket. FIFA made an entire annexation C with outcomes, and Bosnia is not reasonable. They could shock everything. As they say, do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in miracles? But most likely that we play is Bosnia. If you just look at all the articles and news stories out there, we would most likely play Bosnia. Then I think we would play Group E, I think we'd play out there. Cape Verde are dogs, bro. Straight up Catholic League football like Mr. Klinsky. Yeah, man. You know what? Ghana played yesterday a little bit. No, Ghana didn't play like Catholic League yesterday. They just made it ugly. They did not play like Catholic League at all. But anyway, we're going to talk about the a little bit of the third place stuff very quickly, and then we're just going to throw it into the Darius Barnes interview. Actually, here's what we'll do. We'll talk a little bit about the bracket right now as it stands. We will then go into commercial. Right after that will be the Darius Barnes interview we did with him with AC Grand Rapids, MLS Next Pro. And then we'll have question of the day and wrap it up again. It's about a 15, 20-minute interview, so it'll take a little bit of waste. But let's look at the bracket right now with the World Cup. As it stands currently, Germany is through, obviously. They are set to play Paraguay at the moment. I can't believe everything in the media. Well, like 10 articles have said that the most likely that USA plays is Bosnia. So just telling you, that's what I've been reading here today. And it's not just American news outlets either. France obviously would play Sweden. Again, they are not officially through as the group winner because they will have to play Norway on Friday. South Korea set to play Switzerland. Again, I'm just going down the bracket, so this isn't like I'm just skipping around or anything. Netherlands set to face Morocco. They have Haiti tonight, I believe. Morocco has Haiti. Portugal would take on Ghana as it stands currently. Spain and Austria. USA, Algeria. USA is confirmed, obviously, into the knockouts. Egypt, Czechia. Brazil, Japan, as we get to the second half. Brazil, Japan. Ivory Coast versus Norway. Mexico is confirmed. They are set to take on Scotland. Dave, that's not the best place where you want to be playing is in Mexico City. England set to take on Cape Verde as it stands. Argentina is confirmed against potentially Uruguay. I know Uruguay still has to play Spain in the last match day. Australia set to take on Iran. Canada set to take on Belgium, which Belgium, that might actually be a benefit to them. And Colombia is set to take on Croatia as it stands. It does look like that the bottom half of the bracket looks a lot easier than the top half. And Germany, Paraguay, France, Sweden. I mean, you have Germany, France, Netherlands, Morocco, Portugal, Spain, the mighty USA in that top half of the bracket. But that top half of the bracket looks extremely difficult as it stands currently. And then third place, everything can mess it up here today. Again, I'm still very confused on how this whole third place thing works, but I'm just telling you what I read here today. Frank did his own research. I'll take your word for it. But I'm just telling you, that's what I've been reading here today, is that they put in the most likely teams that they would play. Again, that's not confirmed, but you look at the odds, that's who they are set to play. But yeah, no, that's how it is set up here for the bracket. Again, lots of things can change here in the final stages, and especially in the match day 3, that a lot of things can change. Again, we have matchups here today with Group B and I believe Group C, I think is who's playing here today. Yeah, Group C and Group B, and then obviously USA back in action tomorrow. So yeah, no, Australia and Paraguay, one of those teams are still up for grabs. But yeah, no, anyway, we're gonna go head to commercial. We'll then have the Darius Barnes interview right after that. Then right after that, question of the day. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Inside the Game 307. All right, welcome into the National Soccer Network. We have a very special guest with us, Darius Barnes, the president of Newcoming AC Grand Rapids and the MLS Next Pro. Darius, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure for you taking time out of your day. You were off to a World Cup game last week. What is your favorite World Cup moment that you've witnessed so far? Could be ever. Could be in history.
Yeah, I mean, for me, just going back to '94, right? Just with the first World Cup on U.S. soil, and that's where a lot of fandom for a lot of soccer fans really started, especially for fans in my era. But then just to kind of see the growth that transpired after that. But I think if I go back to more World Cups that I actually remember, I was at the 2006 World Cup, being able to experience a live match for the first time. So personally, for me, that probably takes the cake. 2006 in Germany. But I mean, I could name so many, memories when you look back at, the '98, World Cup in France, right? There's so many memories of that, and just watching, France and watching Brazil, some of those the legendary players of those eras take the pitch, and that's really how, as my fandom started to grow from a soccer standpoint.
What is your soccer journey been like for you? Where did you start? Where did you end up? And now, obviously, now here with AC Grand Rapids. But where did you start, and how long did you play?
Yeah, I mean, my soccer journey started. I'm originally from Raleigh, North Carolina. As a country boy, and my parents didn't know much about the sport at all, and I kind of fell into the sport, by accident. I was in kindergarten with a classmate who became a very good friend of mine, and his dad kind of ran a youth soccer organization, and invited me to come out and play, and the rest is history. I just found a lot of joy and passion playing the game as soon as I stepped foot between the white lines, and started playing when I was 5, and haven't looked back since. And the game and youth soccer has changed so much since then. But for me, just playing recreationally, and at the time challenge, and then playing kind of elite level youth soccer, and then getting recruited to play at Duke University. And ultimately I was fortunate and blessed enough to have a career in MLS playing with New England Revolution, and had a 9-year professional career. And so it's great just to be able to see, looking back then, and looking forward now, where the game has grown, and there's just so much opportunity for youth players these days and players these days. Just looking at the magnitude and the level soccer has got to in the United States.
And now, how have you gotten this role now at AC Grand Rapids?
Yeah, when I retired from playing, it goes back to my younger days. I've always had a passion for the sport, and soccer's always brought me so much joy and taken me so many places, kind of across the globe. And when I retired from playing professionally, I really wanted to continue to give back in that regard, and help the sport grow, and help the league grow, in this country. And so that's really been kind of my North Star. And so when I retired from playing, I worked at the league office in New York, and then went down to Charlotte to help launch Charlotte FC and their MLS Next Pro club, Crown Legacy FC. And as I've kind of built and gone along my journey, I was fortunate to get introduced to the ownership and leadership here in Grand Rapids, that they've been getting this great club off the ground. And couple conversations led to another, and here we are, and just building this great club. And it's been amazing to see this market and this community really rally around this club as we start to build really foundationally from the ground up. And have no doubt that this community is going to support this great club as we kick off next year.
We've talked with a handful of just clubs that are entering their first year, or they will start their first year here in a couple of years. But what really sold you to take this step and take this journey and take on this challenge of being with AC Grand Rapids? Because I mean, it hasn't started. It starts up here in 2027 for the people who do not know. And I mean, how are you sold on something that doesn't technically exist yet?
Yeah, no, it's certainly a unique challenge, but that for me is the exciting part, right? Just to be able to get your hands dirty, and have a fingerprint on creating something from the start. I think that's the unique part about growing the sport here in our country. There's a lot of firsts that are taking place, and being a part of that growth, and building the foundation, and helping build a culture. There's already a soccer culture here, but how are we amplifying that and building that at the professional level? And so for me, I was really drawn to this project, with the ambition of the ownership group, the ambition of the market. We're building a $175 million stadium right in the heart of Grand Rapids. It's going to be state of the art. I think it's certainly going to be one of the crown jewels of MLS Next Pro. And so to be able to have that venue, be able to have the youth component of that's really looking forward and to give them aspirations to see that they can play professionally one day. And also just being able to unite the community around soccer. For us, we're telling a community story through the lens of soccer or football. And I think that's the special part about being able to build something from the ground up. It's, while we're building something new, the community has existed for a long time. And how are we telling the story of the community through AC Grand Rapids?
And for the people at home who do not know what the MLS Next Pro is all about, what is exactly the MLS Next Pro? Because I still think, even sometimes myself, I find myself a little confused. But what exactly is the MLS Next Pro? Are you guys affiliated with any other type of MLS side? And what is all AC Grand Rapids all about?
Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one, right? I think we make it way too complicated and confusing sometimes in this country to kind of follow along. But we're going to be a club for Grand Rapids. I think we're seeing a revolution of really these local clubs and being hyper local in some of these mid markets. There's some USL clubs that are doing things fantastic. MLS Next Pro teams that are doing things and growing, but MLS Next Pro is it's a player development pathway, player development league for MLS, right? Connected to MLS. We'll be sanctioned Division III, but AC Grand Rapids will be an independent team within MLS Next Pro. You have your MLS affiliated teams. When you look at your Columbus Crew 2s, your Atlanta United 2s, your Orlando City Bs of the world that are affiliated with their MLS club. We'll be a completely independent club, and MLS Next Pro is doing a fantastic job right now of having your MLS affiliated clubs and pairing them with independent clubs like ours that are able to kind of have autonomy over the complete operation of the club. So we'll have complete control over our business operations and our sporting operations, being able to construct a roster, build a staff, dictate our sporting and game model and how we want to represent this great city of Grand Rapids. And so it's a unique platform and setup, being able to bring in these, MLS affiliated clubs and then these independent clubs and bring them all together within one league.
That's awesome. You mentioned a little bit ago that you were part of Crown Legacy. That was an affiliate of Charlotte FC. Now AC, they're a non-affiliate of an MLS side and independent, as you mentioned. What are some pros and cons that you may experienced already, or maybe you're expecting to experience as being an independent rather than an affiliate of an MLS club?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. And I think you're exactly spot on. There's pros and cons, of each. When you're an MLS affiliated club, you have the resource backing of, an MLS club, which is the top level of professional soccer in this country, right? So there's resources there that you can lean on. There's an infrastructure already built when you look at the player pathway from academy to the first team. So you have that backbone and spine, to lean on from a, training facility standpoint, from youth players. And so you don't really have to build for your squad. Some of that, the player pipeline is already built in. Whereas an independent club, you have to build all that from scratch from day one. We're in the process of building our technical staff, our coaching staff. We're going to have to build a roster of 23 to 25 players in short term, and so that presents challenges, but opportunity as well. We have the opportunity to really craft our own game model, craft our own playing identity, which I think there's certainly value in that, and really being representative of who this market is and have that Grand Rapids DNA. But certainly a challenge to do so. But I think a real opportunity is on the business side and commercial side, right? We're able to, again, we're going to be playing in a stadium that holds just under 9,000 fans and build that fan atmosphere to the community culture and community fabric that we want and what we want that to look like. And that's really what excites me, is to be able to customize and craft a fan experience and a community identity that really resonates here in this market.
You mentioned the community identity, and I think that's like one of the most important things with any sports team, whether that's a MLB, an NFL team, to MLS sides, whatever it is. Is there anything that you guys are doing so far to maybe kind of captivate the community already here in the summer of 2026?
Yeah, for us right now, it's a lot of like I said, we're telling the community story through our lens, but it's really meeting the community, where they're at, right? We're not really trying to recreate the wheel. A lot of what we're doing right now is activating around the World Cup, and hosting World Cup watch parties and integrated with World Cup watch parties and local community, organizations. Last week, there's a setup right outside of our stadium at Las Conchas where we partnered with a local community organization, the Soccer Rebellion, and hosted youth street soccer tournament. We had local vendors. We hosted a watch party around U.S. Australia, but other matches that they were going on as well. And we had over 1,000 people there just kind of celebrating, right? We had Juneteenth programming going on at the same time, so it was opportunity to really kind of integrate and bring different components of our community together, but all around the beautiful game. And so it's been unique in that regard, and really being able to see the platform that the World Cup really brings, because it just brings so many diverse places and spaces, faces and places together. To really celebrate around what the World Cup generates and what it really means for folks all over the world.
You've obviously played college soccer. You've played here in the MLS. How have you seen the sport grow here in this country in the game of soccer?
Yeah, it's really mind blowing to see where the game was 30 years ago to where it is now. Right, I think the excitement, I think the fandom, the participation, the knowledge of fans has grown so much and continues to grow. I think the level of play is increasing, at warp speed, and we got to just continue to chip away at that. We got to continue to invest and put the resources in to develop coaches, to develop players, develop fans, create environments that fans want to come to watch matches, and and just to connect community at the end of the day. And if we continue to invest in those things across local markets, regional markets, and nationally and then internationally, there's no limit to where this sport can grow in this country. I mean, you're seeing it right now with the World Cup, and how the USA is performing and really just igniting kind of that next generation of fans, and bringing in fans that maybe didn't know that they were soccer fans before. We really see what this can do to rejuvenate and ignite a fan base, and that's what's a pleasure and joy to watch.
You've played in the MLS. You've been a part of it on the business side. What is the biggest difference for you in your eyes from when you first entered as a player to now, obviously, the president of the MLS Next Pro side in AC Grand Rapids?
Really, I think it's the opportunity that's out there, for players, right? There's so many opportunities out there, but at the same time, it's way more competitive, right? I think players are getting better. Players are getting opportunity at a younger age, and you really got to want it, right? You're seeing the player pool really start to open and expand. You're starting to see the talent level rise, and iron sharpens iron, or rising tide lifts all boats, and insert whatever metaphor you want to use. But we're really starting to see players choose to participate in soccer, and I think for us as a society, we gotta do everything we can to provide and continue to build that platform, and really provide the access, right? I think that's one part that we still struggle with in this country is providing the access and making it not as complicated as it needs to be for kids to enter the sport and have the opportunity to showcase themselves. But I think once we get that component of the sport right, and not have as many obstacles to play the sport, we're going to be right up there with the best of the best. Other nations and federations will always have a head start on us, but I think we're starting to close that gap, and you're starting to really see us compete and compete at a high level on the world stage.
I love to hear that. What do you want the identity to be of AC Grand Rapids?
For us, it's about, how are we impacting this community, right? I think that's first and foremost, how are we providing access, right? And that access looks different, whether it's participation in the sport or, walking through the gates to tune into an AC Grand Rapids match. I think those are some markers that we can lean on to have impact here in our community. But I think it's how are we collaborating. I think collaboration is going to be a big piece of what we do, and I think it's having that civic pride, right? We want to make sure we dominate the local community. I think if we dominate, what we do here in Grand Rapids and collaborate with different stakeholders across our community, that's going to resonate and start reverberate, both regionally and nationally. But I think dominating here and being a force here and impacting, our community right here in home is what we have to do first and foremost.
Second to last question here. What's the short-term goal of AC Grand Rapids, and what is the end goal for AC Grand Rapids?
I mean, that one's simple for me, and it's the same answer for both. It's win on and off the pitch. In the near term, we want to, on the pitch, we want to put together a side that competes, that represents this community, that plays, attacking football, exciting football from day one, because we want to entertain the fans. We want to put an entertaining product on the field. But I think that entertainment, that doesn't just last 90 minutes on match days. It's how we're activating and an extension of that and branching off of that outside of match days as well. And so we want to make sure that we're showing up and showing out for this market and this community from day one. And then how are we building off of that? We know, year one we're going to be the shiny new toy, and it's going to be, all the craze here in the market, but we also want to build something that's consistent and sustainable. So certainly making sure that we have our eyes on the prize on, how we're winning from day one, but how we're winning on day 1,000,001 as well.
All right, this is the last question here. I ask this to every single guest that comes on here, from a college coach, a youth coach, and even an MLS Next Pro president. And my eyes lit up when I read this from your bio. I'm going to quote your bio here on the AC Grand Rapids. Vibing to his favorite music artist. So I know you're going to give me a good answer here. If you could see an artist or band, dead or alive, live for a live concert, who are you going to see and why?
Wow, that's a great one. So usually, when you go to a concert, right, there's several acts. So I'm going to cheat here a little bit, right? So, dead or alive, I mean, I would love to see Biggie in person. Biggie's I think we were cheated a little bit, by his death, and I would love to see him today. But his music lives on forever wherever you go. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, huge Jay-Z fan. I think his music is unmatched. And then I would go with, I would love to have a diverse kind of set. So I'm gonna go with Queen.
Okay, gotcha. All over the place.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw them into the mix.
All right. Did you have a song at all, like a pump up song, as you're about to enter the field at all? Did you have a go-to song?
Ooh, a go-to song. I was always just kind of a vibe person, right? I don't think I had necessarily a pump up song. It depend on, I'd have a song kind of on the bus on the way to the stadium, and then, once we get to the stadium, I will tell you, I always took the aux cord in the locker room.
Okay.
I always took aux cord in the locker room. So that was important. You got to feel, you got to fill it out. I don't think you can have one pump up song. You have a playlist for this match, a playlist for that one, but you're feeling the vibe of your teammates. You're feeling the vibe. If you think your teammates need to be, turned up a little bit, you might have one playlist. If you, think they need to be a little bit more somber, a little bit too overhyped, you might have another playlist. So you got to play to the audience for sure.
That's very important. I can't overstate that. That is so important. You've got to know the room when you're playing music with the team. So absolutely love it. We listened to Queen on the way home after a victory in high school. So good choices there, Darius. Anything else you'd like to add before we head out? No,
I appreciate the support. I appreciate you allowing me to join. Looking forward for AC Grand Rapids to kick off next year. The market is excited for it, and we're excited to showcase what we can bring to professional football here in this country.
Yeah, we need a title back here in the state of Michigan. It's been a while since we've gotten one here in the state of Michigan. But anyway, that has been Darius Barnes, the president of the MLS Next Pro side, AC Grand Rapids. Thank you, Darius.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, there we go. I muted myself there. Apologies there. Anyway, welcome back to Inside the Game, episode 307. Yeah, my bad, James. Apologies. Probably just gave you a heart attack there. Yeah, my bad. Anyway, welcome back Inside the Game here, 307. Make sure you guys smash the like button, share it, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Fabian, USA versus Algeria all day, belt to booty all day. All right, I'd like to say that I will take Algeria as well. Brazil versus Scotland. Give me the Scottish. Okay, let's go. Let's James Belt Ryan. I hope he doesn't do that. Let's go over the picks real quick for today's game. Bosnia Qatar. I think Bosnia wins. Switzerland Canada. I hope to God Switzerland wins, but I think that is going to finish in a draw, which still benefits Canada because I think Canada would still finish first in the group. Morocco Haiti. Morocco. Brazil versus Scotland, F it. Give me Scotland. Scotland's going to beat Brazil. I'm telling you right now. Give me the Scottish. Give me the Tottenham. No Scotland. No party. They've got John McGinn. F it. Give me Scotland to beat Brazil. I don't know the website. You didn't say the name. You just said you found a website, but you didn't say the name, Fabian. So that's what I was asking for. Czechia and Mexico. I think Mexico. I mean, is Mexico even going to throw out the guys out there? I will go Mexico, and then South Korea, South Africa. I will say South Korea wins that one. Those are the picks for today's game. And then tomorrow, obviously, we'll have Group F. And Group F, I think another group actually in there too, along with Group D. You've got Group A, B, and C today. I'm going for the beer drinkers. I like Scotland's national anthem. Same here. I hope Scotland wins. But, I'm still confused on the third place thing as much as anyone else is. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, James, throw that question of the day up there on the screen as we wrap this show up, episode 307. Oof. Is 2025-26 Michigan the greatest college basketball team of all time?
Are they the GOAT?
Damn straight they are. That's the greatest college basketball team of all time. That is the greatest college basketball team to ever exist. You talk about beating the team that you were compared to all year in the Final Four by 30 points. You're telling me you have the most 30-point victories. You've got the most 40-point victories. You just had 3 lottery picks. Your head coach just did for the NBA. I know that's kind of sad, but you've got three lottery picks, more than Tom Izzo has ever produced since 2000. I'm just saying. And then you had the biggest margin of victory ever. No, Fabian, no, not the Fab Five. The Fab Five didn't win anything. This team won a national championship. On top of that, you won the Big Ten by 3 or 4 games in the regular season. You lost the tournament. Who really cares? And then you go into the NCAA tournament, and it's just straight whoosh, 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 straight belt. And then you win the national championship by hitting 3 jump shots. They hit 3 jumpers to win the national championship. It was all free throws, layups, and dunks. That's how you know you were dominant and you beat UConn. Michigan basketball 2025-2026 is the greatest college basketball team of all time. Book it. It's the greatest team to ever exist. I don't care about Christian Laettner's Duke. I don't care about 23-22 UConn and Klingon and Stefan Castle. This team is better than them. You think about the bigs, Merez, Mara, Yaks, absolute dogs, and you're able to bring up Trey McKenney off the bench. He's going to be a future lottery pick next year. You've got Elliot Cadeau, who's a dog, and you bring in Roddy Gale, March Roddy, April Roddy. What you know about that? Namari Burnett, spot-up shooter, Will Chatter, absolute dog. LJ Kaysen, the best backup point guard in the nation, actually got hurt. Michigan played hurt. They still whooped people by 30 points. It is the greatest college. They also have they beat, They went into Mackey, won by double digits. They went into East Lansing, won by double digits. They went into Champaign, they won in double digits. They then won by double digits against Michigan State yet again. Do I need to say more about why this team is the greatest team of all time? They beat Gonzaga by 40. They beat Gonzaga by 40. Let me say that again. They beat Gonzaga by 40. Their only losses to Purdue in the Big Ten tournament final, Duke with Cooper Flagg, and Wisconsin when Wisconsin could not miss a single shot the entire game. Now you would say Miami Hurricanes 2001 was not the best. No, 2001 Miami is the greatest college football team of all time. But 25-26 Michigan, greatest college basketball team to ever exist. Book it. And it was solidified yesterday, and it'll be solidified even more next year when Trey McKinney is a lottery pick in the next upcoming NBA draft. But that's going to wrap it up here on Inside the Game. We'll be back with 308 tomorrow. We'll be talking about the games that are happening today. Come on, Scotland. Come on, the Tartan Army. Hopefully Bosnia or Qatar puts up an impressive performance here today. We need to see those boys win here today. Obviously, we'll get you ready for USA tomorrow. Watch party later today for Group B. Yes, Group B later on today, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll have all that here on the National Soccer Network, right here on YouTube and on Roku and on Facebook. So make sure you guys tap into all of that. And again, myself, Ryan Glinsky, James Schofield, our producer. Until next time, so long. All right, everybody, welcome back into Inside the Game podcast.
You are a soccer nation.
Have such a deep appreciation for hyper-local, community-based, lower-level soccer. There's going to be millions of fans over here that want to watch and consume as much football as they can.
What you are doing is important. And this is all about, like I said, spreading the gospel. It takes a village, right?
No, I just really appreciate being on here and you being able to provide this platform for, us and all those people grinding away at the lower leagues, just trying to make great things happen. So I really appreciate you, and you guys know what you're doing, and